The Bloody Chamber was released towards the end of the feminist movement in 1979. Therefore, Carter often presents her female characters as dominant and strong. For example, the girl in the Bloody Chamber story and the initial vampire character in The Lady of the House of Love. The fact that Margaret Thatcher was elected as Prime Minister in the same year heightens the authoritative nature of women and also provokes change. Margaret Thatcher, who is not a feminist, embodied female empowerment as the first female Prime Minister. This also displays that society and people can change. In The Courtship of Mr. Lyon, the beast transforms. The heroine is the man's saviour, as she covered his paws with kisses. This then results in there no longer being a lion in her arms, but a man. This demonstrates female empowerment and their capability to change and impact society for the better. Angela Carter was born in Eastbourne, England during World War II and was evacuated from her home as a child to live with her grandmother in Yorkshire. She struggled with anorexia throughout her teenage years. After high school, Carter began working as a journalist and then studied English literature at the University of Bristol. She won the Somerset Maugham Award in 1969 and used the proceeds to leave her husband, Paul Carter, and move to Tokyo. There she developed her more radical feminist ideas and gathered material for her books. She wrote many novels, short stories, collections and essays during her career, but is best known for The Bloody Chamber and her essay The Sadian Women and the Ideology of Pornography. In 1977, Carter married Mark Pierce and they had one son together. She died of lung cancer at the age of 51 and she is still considered one of the most influential British novelists in the century.
The Bloody Chamber was published during the Postmodernist period, which originated in the 1970s. Consequently, many of the conventions of postmodernism are present within the collection of short stories. The period uses irony, pastiche, and humour to highlight the ideas of metafiction and that no literature can be original or unique. Carter draws on these postmodern conventions to highlight the artificiality of her texts, which she also conveys through her retelling and subverting of popular fairy stories that have influenced society, such as Bluebeard, Beauty and the Beast, and Little Red Riding Hood. She also combines and subverts the Gothic and fairy story genres, using these older genres to reinforce the artificiality of her texts and to question features of the genres, such as the presentation of women as weak and submissive. This is shown through her strong, dominant female characters, such as the female vampire in The Lady of the House of Love, who preys on helpless male victims. Similarly, the teenage Red Riding Hood character in The Company of Wolves laughs in the wolf's face as she knew she was nobody's meat. Through her use of the features of the postmodernist period, Carter highlights the perceived artificiality of literary texts, in turn possibly questioning rules and status quos in society and highlighting their artificiality.